Everyone, good morning. So today I'll be covering three topics mainly. One, dialogues, notifications, and about the Harmony resource directory, how you can access the resources from this directory and everything. Okay, so first dialogues, then notifications. So as third topic, I'll cover the resource part. So in this session, I'll be giving an overview of what dialogue is, notification is, and there are different types of dialogues that are supported in Harmony. Then notification and different types of notification and how you can handle notification slot, which is something similar to notification channel that we have in Android. So coming to dialogue part. So dialogue is a small window that prompts the user to make a decision or enter some additional information. So like whenever you might have come across this dialogues in your daily life, whenever you're using your personal phone, like if you click on something, some pop-up dialogue come expecting you to give some response or anything like that. So in Harmony case, the dialogues are present inside olchoice.agp.window.dialog package. Then we have a base dialog class. So this dialog class, and that is a base class for all dialogues. Okay, so then we have different types of dialog that will be extending from this base class. Then notification part I'll be covering when I take that one. So when it comes to dialogue, we have a basic dialogue one that is called as a common dialogue. Okay. So how this common dialogue is created, I have mentioned here. So like normally we will create a common dialogue instance, and then we have methods like set title text, set content text, etc. in order to give whatever is the content of that particular dialog box. So title text we can specify, like in the left side we have this common dialog, right? So we can specify what should be the title of that particular dialog box. Then content, if you have to give any description of that, you can mention that there. Then auto closable means like if you're clicking somewhere outside the dialog box, we want it to close, the dialog box to be automatically closed. So we can set it to true or false. Like again, it's depending upon whatever is the use case you have. Then you can customize the size of the dialog by using set size. And mainly we have 3 button like provisions, but that we can set whatever action you need to handle as and when you click a button by using set button. So in set button, I have mentioned 3 buttons here. So yes, no, and maybe. So whatever is based on whatever option user have selected, I'll just show a toast. Okay. So this iDialog.destroy is used to like destroy the dialog as and when the user select an option. So another important thing is once this dialog instance is created, you will have to use .show for the dialog to actually display. Okay. So I'll show the demo after this. I am just explaining how you can create and everything. So next, similar to common dialog, these and all are inbuilt support, like how you have alert dialog and or insert Android. We are Harmony is providing some inbuilt templates or inbuilt dialogues like list dialog, common dialog, and everything. So if at all you want to customize based on your requirements, you will have to create a custom dialog extending this common dialog and overriding whatever is the methods inside the space class. Okay. So next is a list dialog. So list dialog itself, we can have either a radio box list, meaning we can select a single option from a list. So it is something it will appear like this, like on the left side. We will have a list of items. So we can either select a single item from that, or a checkbox means we can have the provision to select multiple ones. So creation of a list dialog, I have explained here. So here for now, I'm creating an array of strings. So item 1, item 2, and item 3. Then creating a list dialog instant, and like how it is in common dialog, I'm giving a text also, title also, that is list dialog. And whatever is the items to be displayed inside that list dialog, I'm mentioning inside set items. Okay. Now on click of a particular item inside the list, you can have your own customization. I'm just showing a toast, showing what is the item that has been clicked here. So again, after everything, after you have created instance, you will have to use dot show in order to actually display the dialog. So similar, this is for a radio. And on multi
Meghna, your voice is
yeah.
breaking. It's the same thing for everyone or only for me?
I think it is breaking.
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
breaking.
it's breaking.
Okay. I
Oh,
think
okay.
I think now it's okay. I think last 10-15 seconds, what you said, I think you have to repeat.
Okay, sure. So what I was telling is that for radio box list letters, we can only single item as such. So in case if you need to select multiple items, we can use this list dialog itself is having a different variant, which here we can use set multi-select items. There you can mention what is the items as well as an empty array corresponding to whatever items like selected list you can give. Okay, so this is again depending upon requirement. I'm just showing what and all other provisions, like what and all are provided inbuilt by the Harmony framework. Okay, so here also we have same things, title, alignment, multi-select items. We will give what are the list of items and another empty array. Then auto closable, like I explained. Then size. On multi-select listener, what it does, I'll show the demo when that time I'll explain it. So this is like again dot show. When you do, it will display this multi-select dialog. So we have two things on multi-select listener and on single select. So this one is for in cases when you radio button kind of thing, and multi-select is a checkbox like how I explained here. So next thing is custom dialog. So we got to know what is there inbuilt in Harmony. Now let's say our requirement is completely different. We have to customize some dialogues. We have to add some images into that or anything like that. So in that case, we will have to create a custom class that is extending common dialog, and then you can only specify a layout of your own and then inflate it. So once that is done, you will have to call the set content custom component and pass this component. What and all you specified in that layout, you get a component object from that, and then that you have to mention as argument to set content custom component. So for that, this one I have created a custom dialog. So this one has two buttons, it's not created. So in other case, it is like automatically you're calling the common dialog, just calling that and then specifying whatever is the title and behavior on button, but we are not actually creating these buttons. So again, if you want to customly create, we can use custom dialog method. Okay, it's not a method, like you can create a class of your own and extend this. So that is about custom dialog. Then we have something like a toast dialog. So this is like if you want to specify a simple feedback or some done or anything like that, a small toast which will last for some time. You can mention the duration also as to how much time the toast need to be displayed. So for that, you can have your own UI for the. So here I have created my own UI, and then inside you can create an instance using new toast dialog, passing the context and duration, showing how much time it, like how long it need to be displayed, and set component, we can pass what is the component of this toast. Okay, and then like usual, dot show to display it. So this is not clickable and it disappears automatically. Like just it will show a feedback and then disappear. Okay. So that's about the dialogue part. I'll just show the demo. Okay. So here I have 5 buttons: comment, list, multi-select, custom, and toast. So once I click the comment dialog, a normal dialog box, a simple one will appear. So I have option to select different yes, no, or maybe. So based on my selection, I'll just display a toast telling what is the one which is created, clicked. So next is a list dialog. So this one also it will display a list of items, and based on my selection, I'll just show a toast. So next is multi-select one. Here in the other case, we can only select a single one. So here you can multi-select items. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe my network is a bit slow, so am I still audible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, audible.
Okay, fine. Okay, I think this one.
Yeah, network is a big problem for this also. We should have a proper network speed.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe one thing you can do is you can do a screen record for this and then you can share if possible. Or else anyway we are sharing this code, right?
Yeah.
They can go through it. Maybe from the code aspect you can share.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so most screenshot is similar to what I attached in this PPT. Just show code wise how it is created. So here I have a layout file. So I just mentioned what and all other 5 buttons here. Common dialog, list, then multi-select one, custom, and the toast one. So then in my main ability slice, I'm trying to get hold of this buttons. Okay, so as and when I'm clicking these buttons, I'll show whatever here. If it is common dialog button, on click I'm saying to show this common dialog. So we'll see what it is. So this is like how I explained. I'll just create an instance of common dialog and mention whatever customization we need, title and everything, and then show common dialog dot show. So this is same as whatever I've explained in the PPT. So in case you have any doubts here, you can ask. Next one is list dialog. So here I'll create a list dialog instance, and on single select, I'll show a toast. So this show toast, I'll just create a toast dialog and I'll pass whatever is the text I'm passing from there. That is the list item entry, and that I'll display and I'll give a duration and dot show. So that is for single select. And in case of multi-select one, okay, this one, multi-select one, I have created a list of items, and I've also created a Boolean array. That is, initially it will be false, none of the items will be selected. And then in set multi-select items, I'm giving this list of items as well as this empty Boolean array showing the selected items. And then in multi-select listener, based on whether that particular index, if it has already been selected, I'll set background to one color, which I have mentioned inside this graphic. And if it is not selected, like if I click it again, it will be unselected, right? So unselected means I'll show this background, and if it is selected, I'll show a blue background. So that's about multi-select part. Next one is custom dialog. So for showing custom dialog, I'll create an instance of this custom dialog. Here I have created a new class. So this one, it will call passing in the context. So inside this, I have created this class that is extending common dialog. Okay. So then I have mentioned that its own layout for this particular dialog. So that layout I can, here layout scatter I'm using. So by using this, it will actually create a component. When I'm calling this parse, whatever is mentioned in the inside this, it will create a component object corresponding to the layout I mentioned here. So this component object you can set as the content custom component for this particular dialog. So here in this layout ability, I have created a text and 2 buttons. So similar to that, if you have some some checkbox or any other kind of UI, if you want, but you can handle in this custom dialog. So, and then I'll show custom dialog dot show in order to display the dialog. So last one is about toast dialog. Either toast, if you can directly show the toast using this one, just create a toast dialog. It will like whatever is the inbuilt toast, that will only come. Like in case now, if you want to specify your own UI for the toast, you can specify it like this. Again, using layout scatterer and passing in a UI for the toast, and then that component you can set using set component, and then use dot show in order to show. So yeah, so that's about the dialog part. Now,
Hello.
if you, yeah, hi.
In list dialog and in multi-list dialog, can we customize items UI? Means if I have to add an icon with the item name, so can we do that in list dialog directly?
This one just for, yeah, that can be done. Like you can use a like list view or something. Here I have just given statically I have given some items as an array of strings. You can customize according to your needs.
Okay. Okay, so for that we have to create a custom layout for that for item list or
yeah, you will have to create an adapter that will extend base item provider, and then you can only manually give based on user input. You can just have a button and then add that, all you can handle.
Okay, means we have to create a custom adapter for that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, if there are no other doubts, I'll start with the notification part. Okay. So coming to notifications, it is a message displayed outside your app UI to provide the user with reminders, communication from other people, or some information from your app. So in our case, we are having the notification present inside ohos.event.notification. So here we are having different types of notification, like we have a conversational one or a picture one or just a normal notification. We have different types in Harmony. So based on your need, you can select whatever is required. So coming to the main classes that will be concerned when it comes to notification is notification request. So this will carry the notification. Okay, so this is the one we have to create a notification request object, and then you need to use set content and pass the notification content in order to actually create a notification. Later on, we will have to call a publish notification method in order for the notification to be displayed. So how it's been for now, I explain inside this notification request class, we have a lot of static classes. Okay, so showing different types of notification that can be displayed. One is notification normal content. So this will show a basic notification, like just with a title and some description. Now, if it is a picture content, it will have a notification along with the picture. So like how you have in WhatsApp and all, as and when you receive an image, that kind of UI. Then multi-line content means it will have notifications with multiple lines of text. So up to a maximum of 7 lines will be displayed in the UI. Then next is long text content. So this is constructing notification that was including a long text. So this is different from multi-line. In long text, we have a limit of 1024 characters. Multi-line means up to 7 lines you can display like that. So conversational content is like a conversation, like we have a reply and all those things, right? Like how we have in WhatsApp. So similar to that, a UI will be appearing. Notification media content, it constructs a media playback notification. So for now, the creation of notification for all these types is almost it's similar, the basic way to do it. But so for now, I'll explain how you can do with these 3 things. How it is appearing for normal content, picture, and multi-line one. So yeah. Now another major method inside notification request is a set content. So this one we will use and pass in a notification content object in order to to specify what is the content here. So coming to this notification content, this is again this notification content has constructors that will take arguments of all these types, whichever I mentioned here. Okay, so these 5 types it will have. Now, as and when I'm creating a notification normal content, it will set the content type accordingly. Okay, and then if you need to know what is the normal content type of a notification, you can use get content type method. Okay, so yeah, so this way we have a notification content. Now I'll just explain how a notification normal content is created. So this one creates a basic notification. Okay, so here like I said, we'll create a notification request object and then an object of notification normal content. Okay, now we will have to use set content method in the notification request. So the set content will accept only a notification content type. So notification content type is having different constructors which will take the notification normal, picture, or multi-line. So in our case, I'm using normal content. So it will take this normal content here. And then that notification content you can set into set content method of the request. So once that is done here, I have a title and I've also mentioned the text to show the content. And tab dismiss means anywhere outside like if you click on the notification, that will be notification will be dismissed. Then the float ID part will be coming into picture when you have specified a notification float, like a channel in case of Android. So this I'll explain later. And we also have a set intent agent. So the set intent agent is like what action need to be performed as and when you're clicking on a notification. Like, do you want an ability to be opened, a service to be started, or anything? So what action need to be mentioned? You can mention in set intent agent by giving an intent agent as parameter. So once all this is done, we have a notification helper class. So this one has all static methods. So one of them is public notification. So we can use this public notification and pass in the request. So this will actually create a notification. So just see if it can. I'll just see if it can execute or not. So this is a normal content. When I click, you can see a notification has appeared here. So I can check what it is here now. So here a title and the content has come. So upon click of this notification, it will take you to a different ability. So this is just a sample thing. Okay. So I'll explain how this can be done, how you can customize to move to a different ability as such. Okay. So maybe once the whole PPT is done, I'll show a demo. So that's it about notification normal content. Now, if you need to have some, so about set intent agent. Now, set intent agent will take in an intent agent as a parameter, as an argument. So this will add an intent agent to the notification. So in this case, how I have handled what action need to be performed, I'll just explain. So inside this, I have created an operation. So here I have mentioned what is the ability that need to be launched. So that with ability name, and I have given the ability name here. So now I'll create an intent and set operation. I'll provide this one. Okay. So now inside new, I'll create a new intent agent info object. Inside that, I can mention what is it need to be done, what action need to be taken. So here I have given start ability. Okay, so once that is done, I can get this intent agent using intent agent helper dot get intent agent. So as and when I'm setting the intent agent here, whatever section there will take place. So in my case, I have mentioned this second ability class need to be launched. So that is why as and when I click the notification, that ability will be launched. So next one is notification picture content. So this will create notification picture attachment. So basic process how to creation of a request, setting content, everything is same. But here additionally we have a method called set big picture. So here we can give the pixel map. So in Android case it's a bitmap. So whatever is the image we need to set, that you can give as argument to the set big picture. So then once you create notification, it will show the picture in the notification content. So other things remain same. Set content, public notification, other everything remains same. So this also I'll just show. So I think it is visible. Maybe because network it's not that clear, but you can see an image that has come here. There's also a title showing picture notification. Yeah, so that is about notification picture content. Next we have multi-line content. So multi-line also creation is remaining same. I'll explain how I have added the content to this particular object, and I'll show it in the demo part. The other everything is remaining same, how request, content creation, setting content, publishing, all things remain same. So similar to this, based on your requirement, you can create other types of notification also, like media content or whatever you have here, long text content, conversational content. Based on your requirement, you can create in the same way. If you see all these things, the basic method, it is remaining same. Only some additional things will be there based on so coming to notification float. So notification float is something similar to notification channel that we have in Android. Like when you say an app might, like let's take an example of Flipkart. So it might have multiple notifications, something related to offers or some discounts or something about an item that you have added in your wish list, telling that there is an offer. So let's say that all these three things are coming in different channels. So one channel for offer, one for some, what you can say, some other notification, like somebody tried to access or anything. So we can create every there will be a hell lot of notification for a particular app. So it will be actually user will be really disturbed if every notification were to be displayed. So that will be divided into different channels. So based on user requirement, he can only select, okay, don't display this kind of notifications. You can customize from your settings apps. You can set like You can either set the notification to on or off based on your preferences. So that is a notification slot. It is defining a public notification theme, which is a collection of features including tone, vibration, lock screen, display, and level. So level means you can have different levels for a notification. Either it can be a high priority one, a low priority. We can specify while creating. First, what we do is we can create a notification slot, and then while creating a notification, we can set the slot of that notification. Like if it is a high priority, here let's say I'm creating a level low notification slot. So while creating a notification, you can do set slot ID and mention the particular ID. So that means that particular notification will be of low priority level. Okay, so low priority level means here as explained, here notification function is enabled. That means you will get a notification and it will be displayed on the panel also, but you will not get a banner. Like it will not be a banner in front of the UI. You won't just get a small UI showing that this one, some notification has come. You will have to scroll down manually and check the notification. But if it is high, we will have option to either display like in the notification panel or enable notifications in a banner manner. You also have tone. So you will have different customization for us showing which kind of tone you need, everything. Okay. So the set slot ID is the one which will set the slot ID of a notification to bind the created notification slot object. So once I explain the demo, maybe it will be more clear. Okay. This what other kind of notification we have. I think it's maybe I'll explain the other two ones. So by then that will be fine. So here, like earlier one, I have created a layout. Some buttons are there specifying different types of notification. So normal content, picture, multi-line, and a low priority notification to demo the usage of notification slots. So if you see in main ability slice, I have got hold of the components, and then on clicking, I'll create, if it's a normal one, I'll create a normal notification. So here I have just passed a string also. So this is related to notification slot. So for creating a notification slot, this is how you can do it. Notification slot, I'll specify an ID and some description and a level of the notification. If it is here, first one, it is low one, and another slot I have created for a high priority notification. So you can have different methods inside slot, like enabling vibration, enabling light, that is LED light, everything. So that you can do. Now it's not relevant. I'll just show the slot how it works. So once slot is created, you can add that particular slot by using notification helper.add notification slot. So for now, I have created two. One is low priority notification slot, another one a high priority one. So 001 and 2, these are the IDs. So now when I'm creating a normal notification, so on the first button click, I'm mentioning a high priority one because I'm passing this 2 here. So inside the normal notification creation, I have created a request, a normal content, a title and a text, and then notification content, and I'm setting the content to this particular one, notification content. And intent agent also I'm mentioning here, get launch action. Okay. So then I am publishing this notification. Okay, that will call a notification helper publish notification class. So then next one is about picture content. Picture notification, I am getting hold of a pixel map. First, I'm having a desert image inside this media. So inside media, I have added a normal JPEG image. So I can access it using resource table.media desert. Media means inside media folder, it will access this one. So directly I cannot use, I need to convert into a pixel map object. whatever we get will not be proper. So this first need to be, it will be of int type, so that we need to convert into a pixel map. So for that, I'm using a method. So this part I'll explain when I'm taking the Harmony resources topic. So here, once you get the pixel map, I'll just use set big picture and set the pixel map. So that will show the UI, whichever I showed earlier. So next is multi-line notification. So multi-line for now, it will display lines up to 7 lines. So if at all more is there, you will have to drag and see. So for now, I have shown only 7 lines as such. So in this case, here I'm calling add lines and then giving a content, whatever I'm passing here. So inside add lines, I'll get hold of a string array. So now inside the element, I can create different string arrays, string or as a JSON file. So here, instead of mentioning SN in dynamically, I have created in this JSON. So inside the string array, I've mentioned a particular name and then I've created some strings here. So now if I go to here, I'll just get hold of the string array and I'll get a string array, and from that each of the string I'm adding to the content using add single line method. So this will add one by one up to 7 lines it will add. So yeah, so that is about this add lines. So once that is done, it will set and then publish notification, same thing. So for other type of notification also, you can check the same similar way. It will be almost same, except for some additional functions you have to add. Yeah, so that is about different types. And then I have here launch intent. Yeah. So intent agent, like I explained here, I'm just mentioning what is the ability need to be started. And here I have mentioned the flag to be start ability, and I'm adding this particular intent and passing this operation to set operation, and this intent I am passing here into the intent list, adding the intent to intent list and passing it here. So that is how on click of a notification, this will be the second ability. So second ability is nothing, I'm just creating a will just show a hello world text. That's all. So yeah, it is about notification. Now, I think I had about slot ID part.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, ma'am. Is there any methods for setting large icon or small icons? Like
Yeah, we have those methods.
okay. And one more thing, like you can show in emulator, the by default the launcher icon is show on the notification there. So for that, we have to any restriction for the size of icon or anything, because in Android there are so many problems for icons showing on status bar or in a notification. So it's same in here also. There is some restriction for that.
Like you're telling whatever icon we have appearing in the status bar, if you want
Yes,
to like
and status bar
okay.
and also in notifications also.
Okay, so there is something like I explained notification slot, you can actually customize the behavior. Now I have created, like I said, here I have created 2 slots, right? Notification slot. Now I can go to this settings. I hope it works. I'll just show once. Oh, it is very slow. Okay, here like is whatever slot I have created here, it is mentioned here high priority one and low priority one. Okay, so now here you can customize whether it need to be, whether if you have to. 1 minute. See low priority and high priority. Now based on whatever, if it's low priority one, if you have to disable notification or anything, you can customize it here. This in Chinese, but once you convert, it is about disabling, allowing notifications or not. So based on that, you can customize if it want to be displayed or not. Like, was that your doubt?
No, ma'am. Actually, my question is related to icon size. Means like here the app icon is this,
Oh,
but
small.
yes,
Okay.
but if we put some large size of image in icon set, so it's so, or it's so only a blank box, like we same issue is in Android. So it is here also, is there is a restriction for size for notification icon, or like this is not
Okay. As per my knowledge, there is no restriction as such for, because now I have tried only simple ones. So I'm not sure if for others there is some restriction or anything like that. That part I'm not really sure.
okay.
Yeah. So this one is slot creation, that here you can customize based on the particular slot. If you want to enable the notification, you can do that, or disable that also, we can do it here. So yeah, that is it about notification. I think we have very little time. I'll just quickly go through the next one, that is resource part also. This is a small topic. I'll just explain how you can set the resources, how you can access everything. So resource directory structure, if you see, like in Android itself, it's similar to Android. Here we have resources, and you have a base folder. Inside that you can have these many folders. Okay, we can have an element, a graphic, layout, and media. So I'll explain what we can do in each of it. In element, like we have string.xml, color XML, anything, here we are using JSON files in order to mention. So either you can directly use in code, but when it comes to very bigger project, we cannot do so. So in that case, we will have to use the string.json file, and then you can give name, value, everything. Like I'll parallelly go through. Okay. So here it has created. Now, if you need to create a JSON file, you can right click, new element resource file. Here you can have different rules. You can have color, or you can have a string array, or integer array, anything you can have. Okay, so based on your requirement. So here I'll mention based on name and a value. So here, let's say I'm giving a name of fellow, and this is the value. That is, this is the one which is to be displayed. So I can access it from my class using resource table dot whatever string underscore what is the name, whichever you have specified in the JSON file. So similar to that, color also, you can have resource table dot color, and that color name, whichever I mentioned here. So in here, it has, so if I'm color name this one and value that. So this one, based on the operation here, I'll just create a, here this will return an int object. I'll create a color object from that and set the text color to that. Okay. So and just this is how you can access from the resource folder. You will have to use resource table, and then if it is ID means inside layout, whatever ID you have mentioned, and the ID name you can give. If it is a string file you need to access, you can use string underscore. If it is from the color.json, you give color underscore. If it is from the media file, media underscore. If it is graphic, you can use graphic underscore and the name. Okay. So yeah. So we can have different JSON files here. Now graphic, inside this folder, we can mention the shape files if you need. For dynamically also you can do, but from XML side, just dialogues I have done. So here I have created a background ability image, that is showing a background of a particular button. So I have created a shape. You can give different shape here. You can give rectangle, oval, or different options are there. So shape you can give, and solid like fill color. Using which color this shape need to be filled. You can have rounded corners, everything, corner, radius, everything you can mention here. Different tags you can add and mention. So that is about by XML. So layout, I think you might have used if you need to this one. Yeah. So you can just create a layout here and then give whatever attributes you want to. I think in UI session it is already covered. So I'm not going into much detail. Yeah. So next one, if you need to give any media files, any JPEG or anything, you can mention here, like how I access here. I'll just show. So here I have created a normal image, that is desert one, desert JPEG file, and then inside the main ability, I'll just use resource table dot media desert. So this directly will give an int object. So I'm using get pixel map in order to convert it into a pixel map format. So inside get pixel map, I'm just trying to create a pixel map object from here using image source, and then we have using the source creating a pixel map, passing in the decoding options. That is it's of type PNG, and then I'm returning the pixel map. So this and all is like internal to your usage. So this you can refer, different libraries have already used these kind of approaches. So I'm just explaining how you can access that. So inside this main ability, I'm just setting that pixel map here. So this will just set here in ability main, I have an image component also, that is an image view. So I'm just getting hold of this and setting whatever image I have gotten here. That is deserts pixel map I'm setting here. So yeah, so that's how you can access from the resource table. Then we also have another entry called as raw files. Like if you have to add any font types like TTF format or any GIF files or anything, you can add it in raw file and then you can access it and then access it from the code. So this how to access, I'll explain in the demo. Just go very fast. So now in here in string.json, I have mentioned this name and a value. So now in main ability slice, I'm using a resutil. That is, this is a class I've created to just get hold of this get string object will be returning an int, right? So that part I will have to convert into a string object. So for that I've created here. Now I'll pass in the context and the ID, that is resource table dot string ID I'll pass. And here I'll get hold of the resource manager. Okay, now resource manager will have some methods like get element, and this get element will return an element type. So that will have get string, boolean, everything. So you will have different various. So based on that, if it is a string array, same thing we'll do. We'll get hold of manager, get element, will pass the ID, get string array. If it is something, if it is get color, get integer, same thing we'll do, pass in get integer. So this one has different element class have different methods by which you can access whatever is the integer value or float value, whatever is set inside your JSON file. So yeah, so that this one I just took from that code there. Now, resource manager is the class which manage all resources in the resource directory of the application package. So here we'll use get element passing in the resource ID like how I showed. And this will return an element object. So that has different methods like with boolean get color. So which will get color will return color value, boolean will return boolean. So you can access it. So next is about get raw file entry. That is if at all you are mentioning any entry inside raw file folder, you can use this particular method. I will show in demo that how it can be done. Yeah, so this shape XML part, I think I have explained. inside graphic, you can create an XML and mention the type, rectangle or anything. So setting part, I'll just show. So once you have created a type, background tablet, you mean type I have created. So that part you can use this OHO as a background element, and you can give the whatever is the background of this particular button, what need to be mentioned. So this way you can do it. So yeah, so that's all what I mentioned here. Now raw file part, I'll show in code. So for raw file, now I have added some font files inside this raw file. These are some different types of font. So I'm trying to access this this font from this raw file and then set it as a text font, like set as a set font using the text, like set font method for this text object. Okay. So I'll just show it. Anyway. Now how I'm doing it is for get font, I'm using a get font method. Here I'm passing in whatever is the I have inside raw file. So that is the raw file, means that string, and then I'm creating a small file inside the device itself, so that whatever is contained inside this TTF is copied into a file inside the cache directory of the device. And this file, now I can access this raw file. How I can access it is, you can call get resource manager, which will get hold of the resource manager, and we have a get raw file entry method. So to that we will pass this raw file path. This raw file path will give resource raw file and what is the file. This path you can give, and that will give a raw file entry. Now in order to open it, you can use open file, that will give a resource type. There is data present inside this TTF file that we will read as bytes, and we will put inside the device cache directory. And now inside this file, the argument to the font build. This will create a font of type whatever we have given here. That type of font will create, and that font I'm setting as this text font. I'll see if it is fine. Okay. So just the accessing part, I think it is clear. You can just use raw file entry, pass in the raw file path, and then based on your requirement, you can write it into device and then do it. So just accessing part is this only, this one only. Okay, I think it is still long. Yeah, we'll just wait for 1 more minute to see if it just. It's probably because my network is not that fast. Anyways, whatever is the output of this particular thing, I'll attach as a video into whenever I upload into GitHub. So then you can out. So basically, it will just create text like "Hello World" or something in this particular font. That's all. So that is it about accessing from resources part. Now, I think, yeah, that's it.